Hi, welcome back to Path to Enlightenment 333 LLC. This is Tabby Cat, and tonight we will go over some channel messages and then do the masculines reading tonight. So, for the channel messages, it's basically for a lot of the masculines that I got. The first part, it can be for the majority of the masculines, is what I was getting, but it can be for the feminines too. It was basically in regards to those who are participating in spells, magic, whatever you want to call it. Death magic, spells, voodoo, Santa Muerte, like whatever. Word magic, there's all kinds. Blood magic, whatever you want to call it. Binding magic, love spells, candle magic, all of the above. Those of you who are participating in this and you are not a practitioner who is experienced and you're not aware of everything that is going on, and you're also not aware of the rules and the regulations, then you really need to be careful, because for one, even with magic, like even when I do like my healing, which is not magic, well, it's a form of magic, but even when I do healing on someone, I still have to get permission from their higher self. If I cannot get permission from that person themselves, then I have to get permission from their higher self before I can perform anything on that person. So if I go in and I ask permission from their higher self, and their higher self comes back and states, no, I do not have permission to heal this person, then I cannot perform any type of rituals or healing on that person, no matter what. Even if they're dying, I still can't do it. The answer is no. For whatever reason, that is what is in their contract for this lifetime, and they can't receive any help. Now, for all of you doing magic of any kind that we've mentioned, it still falls within the same laws. And even though it doesn't make sense, but there still comes a camaraderie there to where, especially if you're not performing it correctly, like if the energy is not right and you're forcing an energy out there into the atmosphere, and you don't get it correctly, it is coming back. Even though there is no real such thing as backfiring, it does come back. And the thing is when it comes back, okay, so let me back up a minute. So when you're what I mean by when you're putting an energy out there and it's not correct, it's not equal, it's not, it's being forced out there and it's not balanced, okay? You're sending it to someone who, for one, is innocent. They don't deserve to have anything thrown at them. So basically, it's your personal intention is why you're throwing something at them. It's not their intent on why something's being thrown at them. So they haven't done anything wrong. It's you are upset. It's your intentions on why you're throwing something at them. So the reason then why this is considered backfiring is because the intent for why this was thrown out is going to boomerang back to you, and it's going to end up hitting yourself, or worse, somebody that is innocent close to you, such as a child if you're an adult, or a family member, or an elder, or a parent, because you're sending out a demonic entity to harm or produce harm, fear, whatever, cause pain, harm, whatever, to someone that is innocent. So they are going to want to complete the mission. So when it comes back, they will complete the mission, and they will have to attach to something or someone. So when it comes back, it's either going to come back to you, come back to your child, your parent, whoever. So when you're doing these spells, you really need to, number one, make sure you're doing it for the correct reasons. So did this person actually, like, were they a pedophile? Did they actually do something wrong? Did they cause harm to you or to someone? Or is it you that is just upset and trying to get revenge on someone that you dislike for some odd reason, or that you have jealousy for in your own heart? Because if it's your own heart that has hate, then it's you that's going to get the results of this backfiring. And when the results come back to you, it's going to cause a chaotic environment for you. So that can result in all sorts of things. It can cause mental instability. It can cause mental health issues. It can cause spiritual issues. Spiritual instability. It can cause headaches. It can cause physical issues like headaches, migraines, eye issues, your vision. It can become blurry. What else? You can have skin. The one way that I know and can tell that somebody's done and messed with a lot of magic and spell work is their skin. They will have a lot of skin issues, like skin scaling and peeling. The skin will be very dry. It won't hold moisture, because everything on the inside will show on the outside. So you will have health issues. You will have heart issues, breathing issues. Depending on how much and how many times you repeatedly over and over do something, especially death magic. And just to inform you, death magic doesn't mean necessarily that the person is going to physically die and pass away. It is the, how do I say it? It is the form that's going to, the transformation. You're going to die and reform yourself, transform, okay? So, rebirth, that's what I'm trying to say. So, depending on how many times a person does this and performs these over and over and over again, literally, like, your physical well-being is just going to show on the outside, and it's going to look horrible. Like, literally, you're going to age so much. You're going to get gray hairs at a younger age. Yeah, it's definitely going to show. And then You're also gonna hold an odor to you. Like there's gonna be like a foul odor that's gonna be presentable. You may not smell it, but others will. Especially those of us that are of light workers, we will definitely smell it. Let's see. Love spells. Okay. People think that love spells are innocent. It's still sending a demon out to someone. Okay. And you're still attaching a demon to someone to make someone obsessed with you. Okay. If somebody is innocent, okay, and you want them to become obsessed with you, to love you, but everyone has free will. So if that person literally does not have any feelings for you, does not love you, there is no spell in the world that's going to make them love you. So all it's going to do is come back on you and make you obsessed with that person instead. And so you're going to be chasing that person. It's going to make that person disgusted more and more with you and be turned off more and more by you and run from you more and more each and every day and minute. And then, let's see. So basically with the spells, that's really all I wanted. Well, I had with the spells is if you're just sending it to someone who doesn't deserve it, then just prepare to get the backlash of that, which it will come back onto you. So, and the only way to actually know if someone deserves it is if you actually know that person, you actually talk to that person, and you physically and actually know what that person does. Like you can't go by gossip and what people are telling you about somebody. You have to physically know them yourself. Which brings me to the other part of this conversation of my masculines. Okay, so speaking of the masculines, I don't know what is going on in today's world, but the masculines today are more feminine than the females nowadays. Like literally, like, and it's not all of them, it's the majority though. Like the masculines nowadays, like they can't change tires, they don't know anything about vehicles, or they can't help around the house fixing anything. They literally have to call somebody to do everything for them, which is quite pathetic, I think. So I don't know what's going on with that. But yes, they are quite more feminine. Even in their gestures, like they're showing more feminine ways than the females nowadays. And then I feel like the men, masculines, they worry more about other people's opinions nowadays, more than worrying and caring about their own opinions and their own feelings, and because they're the ones that have to live each and every day with, you know, whatever it is they're making a judgment call on. So whether they want to be with somebody, whether they want to wear a certain outfit or buy a car or whatever the case may be, they care more about what others think and feel on the subject than their own opinions. And to me, that's just showing weakness, and that is not what the females want. Like, we don't want somebody that is weak and can't stand on their own and can't think for their own and always have to run to somebody else to find out how they feel about something. Also, let's see. The men that are always, I guess, in their player ways, and they don't have to be a player, but the ones who are always surrounding themselves with a lot of women, or constantly sleeping with a lot of women. And I hear of it a lot in my counseling practice with a lot of men that come in and get help for a lot of childhood wounds. Basically, like, you know, you're just unhealed. You're not healing from wounds from when you were a child. Your mommy and daddy wounds, you're not healing from those. And many times you're even a lot of times confused with your sexuality, and you're just masking it with, you know, surrounding yourself with a lot of females, saying, yeah, well, I have all these females, you know, this big masculine, all these muscles and everything else. Well, to us, that's, you know, that's giving us a different signal, and not the one you're wanting to get out there. And then also, for the masculines who have the unhealed childhood wounds, that have all these like dark sexual fantasies, which there's nothing wrong with fantasies to play out. We all have those, and there's nothing wrong with doing those, but it's the ones who are unhealed and they want to take their aggressions out on women again with treating women a certain way, because they've desensitized themselves so much that this is the way that they see women, and they feel about women, that they feel it's okay to either slap women around, you know, to beat women, put women in bondage to a point to where they want to cause harm or pain. And like I said, it's fine to have fantasies and to do bondage and stuff to a point, but when it gets, you know, aggressive to where you're really like desensitized and you don't want to feel anything, then that becomes a problem, and you really need to heal that. And I think that is it for the channeled messages. Yes, I think so. All right. Sorry if it was like preaching, but that's what came. All right. Let's get to... Okay, so masculines, we're going to do the week ahead for you guys. And I'm going to use the astrology. And I'm going to use the All Hell No cards. And the Charming Fools and True Lovers Masculine deck. And the Truth Oracle. Alright. Alright. We will start with the Charming Fools. We'll do 5 days. The next 5 days outlook for this week. Alright. Let's see. And that's funny, I got the tattooist and the mechanic. All right. Let's see, the next 5 days, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. All right. Thursday through Monday. All right, we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Bottom, we have the engineer, and the top, we have the geek. All right. So Thursday, we have the detective, observant and intriguing. He's piecing it all together. Are you? And the number 14, which is a 5. All right. And then Friday, we have the number 26, which is an 8. And we have the inventor, brilliant and eccentric. He's got a solution for everything except where he left his keys. And then Saturday, we have the aristocrat, which is number 4, refined and old-moneyed, has a title, might not have a clue. Wow. He can't tie his tie. All right, Sunday, we have the lumberjack, masculine and outdoorsy. He'll chop wood, but he may not break the ice. Number 29, which is 11. And then Monday, we have the sailor, which is number 47, which is 11. And he's adventurous and worldly. One in every port. Can you keep up? All right, let's see what we get for these. Okay, we'll do the truth oracle. Okay, so for Thursday, the detective. Let's clarify the detective. What's going on Thursday for the masculines on Thursday? What can we expect on Thursday? All right, Thursday, we have uninvited guest. Surprise accident, big change, moment of decision. So on Thursday, with the detective, observant and intriguing, putting all the pieces together, you'll have some kind of uninvited guest and some kind of decision to make. All right, so Friday, the inventor. See what's going on Friday. Can't find your keys on Friday. What's going on Friday for the masculines? All right, Friday. Encounter, meet by chance, love at first sight, crush. All right. Well, if you find your keys, you might have an encounter. And they are outside in the snow, and the car is on, and the lights are on the car. So yes, make sure you find your keys on Friday. All right, let's see for Saturday. The aristocrat, what's going on Saturday for the masculines? What is going on Saturday? All right, Saturday. Torment, anxiety, bondage, depression, and troubled. So we have all the channel messages coming out. All right, bondage, anxiety, depression, and troubled with the aristocrat. Refined and old-moneyed, has a title but may not have a clue. Okay. Let's find out for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the lumberjack, masculine and outdoorsies. What's going on with the masculine Sunday for outdoorsies? Lumberjack. but he may not break the ice. Forgotten person, core, past, old friend. All right, so the lumberjack, he may be a forgotten person from your past, an old friend. That's on Sunday. And then Monday, the sailor, adventurous and worldly, one in every port. Can you keep up? Let's see. Commitment, oath, agreement, pledge, and promise. Well, he may be making a pledge or a promise. And that is for number 11. They do have a sword there. The sword is for truth telling. All right, the bottom of the deck is the clown, performance, camouflage, laugh at revenge. And the top is breakup, walking away, separation, and end. All right, now, this one is going to give you a female's perspective on your day. So let's go to Thursday. Uninvited guest and the detective. All right, Thursday for the masculine. Uninvited guest and the detective. What's going on? Uninvited guest and the detective. Oh, shit. Okay, we have, you fell for the potential, didn't you? Look at you, building castles on red flags and calling it architecture. Their future plans won't cuddle you at night. Love the reality, not the resume. So that is for uninvited guest and detective. So you fell for the red flags. All right, let's go to Friday, encounter and the eventer. All right, Friday, encounter and the eventer for the masculines. Encounter and the eventer. We have delete the text, block the number, reclaim your peace. You don't need closure, you need boundaries. You're not missing out on love. You're dodging a migraine. Block, bless, and move on. Oh boy. So, sometimes you do need to block people. If you see they're playing games, yes. Delete them, block them, and move on. Definitely. Because they don't want a partner, they want a mom with benefits. All right. Let's go to Saturday. Torment and the aristocrat. Torment and aristocrat for the masculines. Saturday. Torment and aristocrats. Masculines for Saturday. What the hell? Okay. They said they're just not ready. That was your cue, not to wait. Don't park your heart in someone else's construction zone. If you're not ready, don't stand around like an emotional scaffolding. Move along. And it fits because it's a business desk and he's all dressed up. And the card is torment, anxiety, bondage, depression, and troubled. Definitely never wait on anybody who's not wanting the same things you are or is not ready for the same things you are. All right, that was Saturday. Let's go to Sunday Forgotten person and the lumberjack. Sunday, forgotten person and the lumberjack. All right, we have the bar is not just low, it's in hell. Raise it like your rent depends on it. You're out here clapping because they didn't lie this time. Darling, bare minimum behavior is not an achievement, it's a baseline. Definitely. So guys, these are the female's perspective on your behaviors. So this is why we put boundaries up. All right, and then Monday, commitment and the sailor. Monday, commitment and the sailor. Clarify. Commitment and sailor. Oh, got 3. All right, the first one we got, he doesn't need space, he needs therapy. Don't let him weaponize needing space when what he really needs is to unpack his mommy issues. You're not the unpaid therapist in the rom-com flop, which he's out on a boat, so he has lots of space. All right, the next one. You wanted red flags, not a damn parade. 1 or 2 red flags is bad. A whole damn marching band of dysfunction, that's your cue to dip. Don't confuse attention with affection. Clowns honk too. All right, the last one. If they wanted to, period T. Love doesn't need decoding. If they're ghosting, breadcrumbing, or too busy, they're not your person. They're just a waste of perfectly good mascara. Number 1, period. So guys, when you're doing this, we really don't like to put up with that. So basically, we're not. All right. So now I'm gonna get some astrology. All right, let's see. Astrology for Thursday. Let's see, Thursday astrology for the masculines, Thursday. All right. Bundle chart. Planets in 1/3 of the chart indicates this type. These people have focused and concentrated energy. They are goal-oriented, forceful with their ideals, and self-motivated. They need to be aware of being closed-minded and too focused at times. Careers for this type may include group leaders, visionaries, or anything that this person has a talent for. They can turn into a career. So bundle chart. That is for Thursday. All right, let's do Friday. Friday. All right, Friday, we got cadent houses. Houses 3, 6, 9, and 12, mutable signs. Keywords: adaptable, flexible, analytical, communicative, and intellectual, fluid, education, focus on knowledge. Cadent houses are the last in the series. They are often seen as the least influential in the chart. Many planets in these houses indicates a flexible and adaptable personality. You may have an easier time going with the flow and adjusting to circumstances. So those are houses 3, 6, 9, and 12, the mutable signs. Okay, Saturday. It's your astrology for Saturday. All right, Saturday, sextile, 60 degrees apart. Sextile brings opportunities and harmony. This aspect appears when planets are 2 signs apart in a birth chart. Sextiles are positive but not easy, like trines. When you have a sextile, you will need to put forth effort to achieve the potential benefit that is there. If you do not, it may be a wasted opportunity or underdeveloped talent. All right, so that is Saturday. Now Sunday. All right, Sunday is Cancer. Water sign, cardinal. Ruling planet is the moon. Associated house is 4th. Symbol is the crab. Phrase, I feel. So this goes with the lumberjack, the forgotten person, and raising the bar. Opposite sign is Capricorn. Keywords are emotional, receptive, generous, loyal, imaginative, sympathetic, contradictory, moody, intuitive, and family-oriented. Okay, Monday, the last one. Let's get one for Monday for the masculines. All right, Monday, we have Eastern Hemisphere. This section of the chart shows people who are self-motivated and gain achievements through their own actions and decisions. They are driven, decisive, and goal-oriented. There is an emphasis in this area when many planets are found here. So you can check your chart and see what planets you have on that section, the Eastern Hemisphere. And on the bottom, we have Sagittarius. Sticking out, we have the 9th house. And on top, we have Uranus. And Uranus is change, Aquarius. And it is opportunity, sudden events, dramatic change, science, revolutions, invention, purpose, new beginnings, self-expression, originality, technology. Uranus is the god of the sky and the universe. Uranus is in a sign for 7 to 8 years. The sign this planet is in can show how to take change, either as an opportunity or as a crisis. Uranus also influences our midlife crisis. Now, the 9th house is the house of philosophy and travel. It's Sagittarius. It's a cadent house. So it's for study, mental activity, higher education, philosophy, seeking knowledge, attainment, truth, exploration, open-minded, journeys, experience, wisdom. Longer-term travel, exploration, and higher education are associated with this house. Beliefs, spirituality, and religion can also be found here. All right. And then Sagittarius, which is fire, mutable, Jupiter, 9th house, the archer or centaur, IC, and Gemini. Ambitious, optimistic, independent, philosophical, I don't know why I just said that like that, philosophical, energetic, careless, expansive, blunt, pushy, and adaptable. All right. It's always good to know what's in your birth chart, because even in relationships, it matters what planets are in your birth chart. For example, let's say you have Saturn. You and a particular person that you're interested in both have Saturn, okay? If you guys both have Saturn in your charts, there will be a delay in your relationship of some sorts, whether it's a delay in you guys meeting, a delay in you guys coming together in a relationship, a marriage, getting together, breaking up, getting together again, any of that sorts, because Saturn will make sure you go through your lessons first, and then you will come together after those have been completed. All right. Well, I hope you guys learned something. I apologize, like I said, if it seemed like I was preaching, but literally, I don't know what's going on with the men today. I just feel like there's a lot more feminine men out there than the women, and the women are not happy with that. You know, we need to get back to the men being masculine and being able to do things more than what they are. So, all right. Good night. Bye.